Well, how do y'all? It has been a minute. Well, we've been slowly progressing on the old tiny house here. I'll show you in a second what we're doing, but it's a lot of letting things dry. And then we ran off for a little bit there, went down to Las Vegas for a conference that we did down there. The conference was awesome. The town of Las Vegas, not really a fan. I'm not a casino kind of guy. All right, it's high time we get this porch done. I'll explain these in just a second. Okay, so these are supposed to be metal studs, but I cut them off and then bent this over. Got a little tab sticking up here. Sits in there like that. And then it's almost like a strong tie. And then I used what normally goes across the floor, almost like a rim joist. And then we've got them screwed in top and bottom like that. Okay, all of the decking is down underneath of this mess. These are not the real railings, they're just temporary. And underneath of that mess is concrete. But as you can see, it's been a little wet. So that's keeping from pockmarks. Okay, well, I haven't completely cleaned up my mess. And man, the camera really kind of puts a funky bit on it. But that's actually level. The ground slopes off. We've still got some 2x4s on here because the concrete that's underneath of there, I would say it's not completely cured out. I mean, it's like a week and a half old now, something like that. But anyway, we still got some messes to clean up and whatnot, but the porch looks a little more porch-like. But that's what's been keeping me all kinds of distracted from the tiny house while we're letting things dry. Let me show you where we are on that. I'm not totally sure how well this translates, but that is the texture we started with and said, kind of chunky. So we changed the orifice and cranked up the pressure a little bit and got more of that texture there. And that's what we sprayed pretty much everywhere, but I'll back up here a little bit. And this one is actually, this wall is going to be a different color, but we're waiting on more paint. They ran out of the base. But anyway, it's like a medium or a light gray, I guess I would call it. So all of that is painted. I'll try and get it in a little bit closer here. Kind of shows the texture, but anywho, it's already getting dark in here pretty quick. I'll show you the bedroom. It's all done with the same gray color. And then again, this wall here, the white one, is going to be an accent wall. And then we haven't done anything in the bathroom yet because that's going to be a different color still. So getting all kind of colorful. But anyway, and then what I'm affectionately referring to as the kid cave, that is still just sealer there. So we're going to let the kids pick their own color. So there'll be 3. And then if the twins can't figure it out between the 2 of them, it'll be split like right through there and they'll have 2 separate colors down low. Anyway, and then the bathroom is, it's pretty dark in here. Anyway, it's just primer still. Anyway, that's what we got going on in there. And then I'm also trying to get the bathtub thing sanded down so we can repaint it because it was kind of stained up and sort of nasty looking. But it'll be all fresh and clean. But yeah, we're getting close. All right, so as you can tell by the color difference, this one is sanded around the outside here. Just rough sanded. It's not finished. It's the coarse sanding to get it down, and then I'm gonna go finer and finer, and then we'll paint it. But I have to figure out how to make those 2 holes disappear, because when this was in the 5th wheel, it had just like this funky little faucet thing. And then right up here is where you would hang the shower nozzle kind of thing. But anyway, trying to figure out how to smooth that off and make those holes disappear. So if y'all got any kind of suggestions, I'm all ears. But yeah, we got to get that all sanded down and repainted because it just looks the way it is. All right, well, watching somebody sand something seems about as boring as watching somebody paint something, so I'm not going to put you through that. But anyway, we got it all scrubbed up, and the rough sand is on, and then the next step down, and then we're gonna get to the last one. Well, maybe the last. We'll see how it turns out, but so far we're only down to 220. So I think after this it'll be 320, and if I have to, I'll go to 600. But I don't know. Having it a little bit rough would actually almost be like, I'm thinking maybe it would help with traction. You can't really tell now that it's cleaner, but there is a bit of a texturing down in the bottom, and then the top here is fairly smooth. But you know, I don't think you'll be standing on that. Maybe put your foot up on it, but anyway, yeah. Now we got to move on to, ugh. All right, guys. Well, there it is. All sanded down the spiffy and painted white, and then this guy right here, it goes around the top of this, so it's like a closeout trim ring or whatever. It's painted as well. But yeah, so I got that all sanded, cleaned real good, and then I painted it, which I don't want paint on the camera, so yeah. Anyway, it's kind of stinky in here, but it's almost dry. Anyway, that's probably going to do it for this video. I know it's kind of short, and we haven't been posting them real regular like. But like I said before, I don't want to bore you with like sanding or watching things dry, because that's not fun. Anyway, appreciate you checking up on us. I know there's a lot of stuff out there that you could watch. And if you do like this, give it a like or send it to somebody that's doing something similar. But anyway, we'll see you guys pretty soon here, I hope. God bless.